Hey everyone, this is Tiqqle, and in this video we're going to go over the new raid PvE trinkets that have just been released and announced as part of the raid. We'll go over each of them for every single spec. There are strength agility ones, there's int ones, so let's just go ahead and just go through them for every single boss. These will vary in item level, from Raid Finder starting at 187 to up to Mythic, which is 226, other than the last two bosses where they peak out at 233, which is the highest item level of gear you can get is from those last two bosses. And just remember, as the item level goes up, the damages or the effect will also scale with that, as well as verse scaling. So in PvP, these are things that might be considered competitive if you don't want to go for that double PvP trinket bonus, which is now going to give you the damage and healing benefit of verse is increased by 20%. So I want to know what you guys think throughout this video. Make sure to put down in the comments below if you think there is one of these trinkets that is really going to carry in PvP. And in PvE, let me know if there's one that strikes you as particularly interesting. And I know 75% of you haven't subbed to this channel yet, so if I do a good job, please sub to the channel. We're trying to get to 50k subs by Shadowlands. So let's go ahead and get into it. Number one, Shriekwing. This is the first one, agility / strength. It's an unused one, which is always kind of interesting as a cooldown now and usually off GCD. Become the skulking predator, gaining 176 speed. Interesting. Decreased detection radius, pouncing on the next enemy to come within 8 yards, dealing 13,200 damage on Mythic. 13,000 on Mythic, down to Raid Finder, which is 7k. 13,000 is huge, actually. I'm looking at my health pool. That's 50% of my health, and I'm level 60. That's crazy. Obviously, everyone will have more health once we get item level closer to where Mythic is, which is 226, and I'm at 180. But just keep that in mind. That is a huge chunk of damage, and it looks like it's specifically on one person. So that's okay. So that's actually pretty big burst, to be honest, especially if you're the closest one and the rogue's going after you. He uses this, and if it's off GCD, that would be pretty scary, along with other cooldowns that could exist. Remember, a lot of things were taken off GCD. Warriors could use Avatar, pop this, you know what I mean? So there's some synergy that could work there. So I see this being particularly a scary cooldown. An unused reminds me of Drestagath. Next up, Huntsman's Ultimare. Now this one is an agility strength again. I'm going to keep going at the Mythic ones because that has the shock factor. Then we'll go to the LFG. Another unused one. Form Huntsman's Bond with an ally for 30 seconds. 25% of increasing incoming damage will be redirected to your bonded ally, up to 40,000 total damage. That means I can use it on my friend. When I get hit, it'll redirect 25% of that damage up until 40,000. That's a lot, especially in PvP. This is almost a tank, definitely a tanky version, because if you think about it, if I am getting bursted and all of a sudden I redirect that to maybe my DK or my DH buddy, I'm going to be able to stay alive through that damage, and he's going to just regenerate that passively. So it seems pretty good and pretty tanky. Now this is 40,000 up to 40,000 HP. Let's go ahead and see what the LFR version is. 20,000, so half actually. Dang, still seems pretty good. Seems kind of trinkety, but that's okay. And obviously you can see here it is the prot specialization, so that is something unfortunately people might go. Let's go on to the next one. The next one, we'll go ahead and go back to all classes again. This is 2 trinkets on this one. Splintered Heart of Alar. When you suffer lethal damage, erupting a burst of flames, inflicting 4.5k damage to all nearby enemies, and recovering 11.5k health. Again, that's LFG. So this is going to be even more, but 4.5k to all nearby enemies, that's kind of interesting. And it's definitely another tank trinket. I could see it being, again, useful in PvP. This is a cheap death, potentially. There might be some things that overpower it, but even then. Only occurs every 8 minutes, but jeez. Now let's go ahead. Let's go with Mythic version. Mythic version of this one, 8,000 damage AoE. Now that's about, oh my god, that's 30% of my health right now. That's crazy. And recovering 21,000. That would recover my entire HP pool. That would save me and recover my entire HP pool. Whoa, that's crazy. All right, the next one's the first int trinket we're looking at. This is on use again. Infuse your ally with the Tuft of Phoenix plumes, healing them for 18,000 after 6 seconds, increasing up by up to 50% based on the target's missing HP. So that means up to, what's half of that? That's up to 27,000 for the Mythic version after 6 seconds. If your ally suffers lethal damage, the effect triggers instantly. Basically, it's going to save you from death. That's crazy. That means if you go and you kill them, it procs it instantly, and you're at 0% health, so you'll definitely get the maximum, which is going to be 27,000, which would be Wow, what are HP pools going to be at? Because with all this gear, I'm really curious because that is a ton of health. Now, if I go down to LFR version is only going to give you 8,000 and then increasing that by 50%. If you die with that, you're going to proc it up to about 15k. Both of these are very life-saving. These could be big when it comes to PvP. We also did skip another one, but that's kind of interesting. Well, let me know what you guys think. It looks like these are very like life-saving things, but I mean, this one even will heal you anyway for a certain amount. Could be useful. Let me know what you guys think down below. Having these types of, BFA had a lot of essences and on-use things that you could use, including trinkets to save people from healing or to pad your healing or what have you. And then that's a lot of those things are going away, which actually makes healing feel a bit harder, to be honest, coming from our shaman. But let me know what you think down below. Next up is Soul Igniter. This one is, let's go ahead and, this is int 1 on use. Activate Soul Igniter, sacrificing up to 4.56k health over 15 seconds to empower Blazing Surge. Reactivate to cast Blazing Surge, dealing 2.3k fire damage to enemies within 40-yard cone. That's interesting. A frontal cone. I kind of like the idea of skill shots a little bit, but this isn't Wild Star, so plus up to 80% additional damage based on how long Soul Igniter was active. So up to 80%. That's going to be another 1,000. That's going to be a 3-ish K, 3.5k. Reactivating Soul Igniter, begin a 1-minute cooldown. Okay. Now that was LFR. That was not that much damage to me. 3k in a frontal cone, but it does seem like a nice cleaving on-use button you can press for 1-minute cooldown. That's pretty low. Activate. So this one sacrifices up to 8k and almost 8.5k, but the damage is the same. Up to based on how long it was active. Interesting. I'm just looking very quickly. Yeah, it's the same damage. It's actually kind of weird, but it is what it is. And again, all these damage numbers may be scaling with verse. Different ones do. That's kind of interesting though that it would be the same, but it makes it feel like you'd actually almost want the Alpha one. But anyway, that's kind of cool. Kind of a nice on use. 40-yard cone is actually freaking. That's far. That's as far as I can cast a lava burst. A 40-yard cone is, yeah, that's really far. But anyway, let's go ahead and move to the next one. Next one, there's these. Okay, that's not implemented yet. That doesn't have its effect. We'll go on. There are a bunch of trinkets like that still as well. Let's do consumptive infusion. Equipped casting and damaging spell causes your next single target heal to grant 208 leech for 10 seconds. This may only occur every Thursday. Is that good? Is that a lot of leech? I don't know Leech. I feel like it's such a minor thing in this game other than for DHs. I'm not sure how significant that will be. Let me know in the comments what you think of that one, especially you DHs that have some experience. Next is a Strength Trinket. Your auto attacks have a high chance to steal 300 health, healing yourself for 3 times the health stolen. Wow. Okay. If this effect overheals, deal 1.3k physical damage to nearby enemies over 15 seconds, but suppress the lifesteal effect. That's very interesting. A lifesteal. I always thought there would be something like that in the game. That's what Leech was, from other games like League of Legends, which really had that as a recovery mechanism for PvP when you're fighting and stuff like versus just PvE. But that's real. Okay, that's interesting. I'm surprised to see something like that, but that's okay. I didn't go to the lower version of it. Let's just quickly do that. Yeah, see, it's just half as much health, basically. We're going down here. Memory of the past sins. Agility, strength, your next on use again. Your next 5 damaging abilities inflicts Shattered Psyche, dealing 1k shadow damage and increasing the target's damage taken from Shattered Psyche by 2% for 5 seconds, stacking up to 25%. Okay. That stacks up. That is hard math for my small brain. But stacking up to 25 times, that's up to 50% increased damage. So does that mean it's going to hit for like 2k at the end? That's pretty interesting. Yeah, that one seems a little complicated, or a little involved without having some type of sim to show me really what it's going to do. So let me know what you guys think of that one. That doesn't really strike me as that exciting. This one's not there, and we're going down Sludge Fist, second to last boss. This trinket, again, not implemented. The last two are the ones that are going to be that higher item level, particularly probably hard to get. This one is Agility Strength. Proclaim your allegiance to the Stone Legion, increasing your versatility by 87, increased by 10% for each Stone Legendary in your party. Legionnaire in your party. Okay, that's interesting. And the lower version of it, again, very tanky with 70. Huh. Okay. Interesting. I'm just like looking for reference. Interesting. Another quite tanky one, it looks like. Yep. That's just oh no, it's just a DPS one. Interesting to me. Okay. Okay. All right, let's go to the very last one. We'll go ahead and get all the classes here to see what the last trinkets are. There are 4 trinkets from this guy. No, Cannibalist Effect. This is Int 1. Join the Crimson Chorus every minute. Your critical strike swells by 216 over 30 seconds before returning to normal. This effect is increased by 10% for each member of the Crimson Chorus in your party. I kind of do like for PvE when you can have like these types of synergies with your fellow raiders. That's pretty cool. Effect by 10%. That's really cool. Next one is Int, and again I'm on LFR, but let's go down here. Yeah, so 267. Wow, and then that goes up and up and up and up. Okay, the next one is Int Strength Agility. On use, unleash 3 incendiary flames at your target, inflicting 10.7k fire damage. 3 incendiary flames at your target dealing. Wow, okay. 10k damage on use, 1.5 minute cooldown. That's kind of interesting. I wonder if I think it means that you press it and it launches 3. Yeah, unleashes 3. Not like it has 3 charges. I would almost rather it have 3 charges dealing that much damage, but so be it. Okay, that's interesting to me. Next one is Int. For every 3.2 mana spent, restoring 700 healing within the mirror, up to 7,400. Heal yourself, and then on use, heal yourself for 5k plus any healing stored within the mirror. Doesn't seem too crazy, but it actually does kind of seem important. It could be a pretty big pop of heal, but it does just say heal. Yeah, okay, it says heal your target, so that's fine. So that's actually seems pretty good, actually, in terms of getting a pretty big heal stored up and to be able to use that on use. Lastly, absorb up to 13,000 damage, then heal for twice the remaining amount after 6 seconds. Oh, okay, so if you don't actually take that damage, you could actually just get a huge heal from it. Yeah, so I'm really sensing some tanky trinkets here being potentially good in PvP. I'm sensing some kind of interesting ones for PvE as well with the on uses, the frontal cones, the ramping damage, the stacking stats. Typical, but kind of cool ones. I like the on use range one for Int that gives a huge frontal cone. That'll be pretty fun. I'm actually kind of excited for that. But some of these I could see them being very, very tanky, and particularly the first boss, given this one, which I could see as being a very big one for PvP. On use, popping damage very quickly, which is how Dressed was used, and it doesn't even look like you can avoid this one by stacking people in like Dressed to Death. It does look like it will just do the biggest damage to whoever's the closest. But with that being said, guys, I just wanted to walk through all the trinkets. It does look like the damage is going to scale, but with Versus, and it's also going to scale a lot of this damage. Wanted to just let you know, these are coming down the pipe, because often these PvE trinkets, to me, can define the meta. Now, again, it will be, especially in PvP, and even PvE, these could be carried over from raid to raid. I hope they don't do that like Font of Ajar's face. So, with that being said, keep in mind this 2-set bonus. It doesn't actually quite work from my war mode experimentation so far, but keep in mind that maybe PvP will benefit from these stacking of, these 2 trinkets together. But then again, maybe the stacking of verse through gear is.
Tiqqle's a really good player.
And remember, stacking these 2 PvP trinkets will give you the benefit of that increased verse by 20%. But this is just direct damage. So keep that in mind. Your class abilities will be buffed by having all that verse, but this is a cooldown, and it could burst pretty hard. So that being said, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Is there any one of these that really stands out to you as being particularly strong in PvP or even PvE? And don't forget to come by the stream every day, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you there.